Hey, all you beautiful people and fellow manifestors. Why do you think that some things can manifest quite quickly, sometimes even almost instantly, and other things can take time? The reason I decided to talk about this topic is because when a manifestation takes time to appear in the physical reality, people can get discouraged, it can create doubts, and sometimes people spiral and jump to conclusions that maybe this is not meant to be, or maybe I'm not good at manifesting, or this is the unmanifestable thing. Depending on what story you have going on, it can create doubt. And in order to avoid this, I find it helpful and useful to understand why something happens. Now, you don't need to understand the mechanics of manifestation in order to be able to manifest. If you can take the methods and apply them, they're going to manifest regardless. But I find that when you understand what happens behind the scenes, or what you are doing, why you are doing it, what results it's going to bring, it helps you to persist, which sometimes is necessary. So today we're specifically going to talk about why some things manifest really quickly and other things take time. Spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with divine timing. So welcome to my channel. My name is Anna and I'm a manifestation coach. On this channel, I teach the law of assumption as taught by Neville Goddard, while I also keep it simple and practical so that you can take it and apply it to your own manifestations right away. If that's what you are looking for, you are definitely in the right place. So please subscribe and stay for more. And if you happen to need any help with your manifestations, I do offer coaching. The link is in the description box below. So first things first, the one thing that makes manifestation take time is the opposing story, is the presence of the opposing story in your mind. It's when you entertain it. But honestly, sometimes it happens unconsciously. Sometimes you are not aware that you are doing it. So if you're doing it, how to know? Well, you check in with yourself. How do you feel? How do you react? What is in front of you? That's a whole different topic. But there are ways you can become aware of the stories that you are entertaining. And by the way, when you start manifesting, when you start working with your mind and your thoughts, you actually become aware of a lot of stories and thoughts and assumptions that you hold that you weren't aware of. So actually just doing the work is going to bring up to the surface a lot of things that you are maybe not aware of currently, or you were not. So when a manifestation is taking a long time, it's not because it's a big manifestation, it's a small manifestation. It's because we have a story about it and we're holding on to it, even though you're of course not doing it on purpose, but that's the habitual part of the mind that just goes back to what it knows. When something is manifesting quite quickly, and you will notice this with smaller manifestations, but it's not because the manifestation is small and unimportant that it manifests quickly. It's because you don't have a story about it. Joseph Murphy says that when you affirm something and you affirm your manifestations as though they are already true in your reality, he says when you affirm it, don't contradict it, which is exactly what a lot of us do with a lot of manifestations, especially when you have a story about it. So you affirm your beautiful end goal as if it's already true, and when you're done, you react to the 3D, you realize it's not there, you get sad, you spiral down maybe, then you complain about it in your mind or out loud to someone, and then you're back to the old. And then you realize you're doing it, you go back to your affirmations or whatever technique you're using. And it's this back and forth that makes it take time. It's not because something is big and difficult to manifest. Although, if you have that story is also going to manifest. But that's not the case. It's not because, for example, your relationship or your health or your wealth is such a big thing for your mind to manifest that it takes time and a lot of effort. Your mind doesn't care. As soon as something sinks in, and it sinks in quite easily and quickly when you don't oppose it, as soon as it sinks in, it's going to manifest. The reason smaller things manifest instantly sometimes, if not instantly, quite quickly and without effort on your part almost, is because you don't have a story about it. It's not an important thing. You don't have assumptions about it. You're not opposing it constantly back and forth. For example, if you're manifesting, I know that a lot of people, this was a thing a few years ago. Everyone was manifesting a free cup of coffee. And a lot of people don't have a story about a free cup of coffee. It's something that isn't life-changing. It doesn't matter. So you're not going to have all these discussions with yourself in your mind like you do with your more important manifestations. Like, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen? What if this? What if that? It doesn't happen with, for example, a cup of coffee. And that is why it manifests easily. Not because it's a small thing, but because you are not opposing it. So if you could do this with your bigger manifestations, they are also going to manifest quickly. Your subconscious mind, which is the part of your mind that is executing the orders that you give it, that part of your mind is not judging, not analyzing, not figuring things out. What if this, what if that? As soon as it gets the order, it executes it the quickest, easiest way possible. So from the point where something is impressed on your subconscious mind, whether it's, for example, let's say you're manifesting $1 or $1 million, from the moment it has been impressed on your subconscious mind, for your subconscious mind, it's the same. It's not a big manifestation or a small manifestation. It's a manifestation. And again, back to the same analogy, as before, you probably don't have a big resistance to manifesting $1 single dollar. That is why it manifests. If you could do the same thing about $1 million, it was going to manifest with the same ease. And this is why it's important to persist. I mentioned persistence quickly in the beginning of the video. So when something is not manifesting easily, it's not because you're doing it wrong or you're not good at manifesting or that thing can't be manifested or there's some sort of divine timing. It's simply because there is an opposition in your mind that is still present. And that is what we work with when we figure out our limiting beliefs, our assumptions, our story around the topic, and when we do our techniques. All we're doing is actually changing the story that we are holding about the topic that we want to manifest. So if you do have an opposing story about your desired outcome of that situation that you're manifesting, all you need to do actually, and sometimes I know it's super hard when you're going through a difficult period or difficult situation in the 3D, but when you understand the technicalities of it and you make it become really technical, you sort of remove the negative attachment, the negative emotional attachment, even though that attachment is not on purpose, but it's like, it feels like clinging. Oh my God, but this person rejected me. But I'm really bad with money. But the doctor said that my health can't be restored, etc. Whatever the story is. If we were able to just hold on to the new story and just do that, like we are able to do with the more useless things, it was going to manifest just as quickly. And this feels good to know. So it's not because what you want, you shouldn't want. You want what you want, and that's the end of that story. Now all you need to do is to persist in your desired outcome until that becomes your new normal, until that becomes the truth. And the more you persist in it, the more it's going to replace that old story. Your job is to not persist in the old story. Your job is to not give in to the fearful thoughts or the feeling of fear and anxiety when it comes up as if it's already true. Question it. Question it when it comes up. Why do I believe it? The doctor said it, okay, but I also know that my mind is capable of healing my body. Why do I believe it? That person rejected me. Okay, but I also know that everyone is me pushed out, including that person. And when they reject me, it's the manifestation of some sort of an assumption that I have that is currently not serving me. What is that assumption? What do I want instead? That person is me pushed out. So if I hold a different image of that person in my mind and I persist in it, they have to conform to that. So this is all you need to know in order to have the courage actually to persist, because I know that it can be super discouraging when you keep affirming and it's not manifesting, and you start really questioning your desire or questioning your right to have it sometimes. It's only about what you impress on your subconscious mind. It can be that technical, even with the more emotional things. So this is why some things manifest quickly and other things don't. It's not because some things are difficult to manifest, it's just because we have a story around it. And the techniques serve to change that story. That's all we are doing actually when we're manifesting. All we're doing is changing the story, changing our beliefs. And when you have done that, from then on, it's your subconscious mind to figure out how to bring it to you, which is the easiest path, and it's going to be easy and delightful from that moment. And I know that until that point, it can be hard. Sometimes it feels impossible. I have had manifestations like that where several. I can't give you one example because I have had several manifestations where it just felt impossible. Like there's no way this can manifest. And when I bring myself back to the technicalities of manifestation, wait a minute, assumptions manifest, and I'm having this assumption about this situation. So all I need to do is consciously replace that story in my mind enough times until it becomes on autopilot. And when that happens, it manifests. And every single one of them has manifested when I have done the work. So it's not about divine timing. It's not about because you can't manifest. It's not because something is difficult to manifest. It's simply the presence of the opposing story, the opposing belief. So once again, if you need any help with your manifestations, I do offer manifestation coaching. The link is in the description box below. And have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.